Today is the 15th day of December and happy Vlogmas. So today I am going to share with you all of the sweaters. Every sweater that I have ever knit, this is it. There are a few that I don't actually have the sweater for because I've gifted it away, but I do have quite a stack here to share with you. I am so excited to go through these. It's like a walk down memory lane. So to start off with, my Rhinebeck 2019 sweater, because I actually knit this twice with the same yarn, literally the same yarn. I knit an entire sweater and then I ripped the whole thing out. So when I made the sweater, initially it was really, really big and I thought, oh, well, it'll just be an oversized comfy sweater. But no, the more I wore it, the more it was like wearing a tent. So I literally ripped the whole thing out and re-knit the entire sweater. So really it was my very first sweater, and I re-knit it a while after, and this was the result. It is a lovely sweater. I would totally knit this again. Absolutely. I loved the yarn. The yarn was Noro Tenon, which I believe is now a discontinued yarn. But it was a beautiful, beautiful sweater. I think the colorway was salmon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was Noro Tenon salmon. So it is super, super cozy, comfy. It is one of my go-to winter sweaters. The next sweater that I knit, I don't have because it was gifted. It was actually a sweater that I knit for my grandson, Lincoln. And I knit this in July of 2019. And I knit it with Plymouth Yarn Genie DK. It was a pattern and yarn that I got from Rosemary's in Windham, Maine. I got it on the yarn cruise, the very first yarn cruise I ever went on. So it took 1 skein of denim blue, 3 skeins of beige, 1 skein of olive, and 1.5, basically 2 skeins of the peach. And it was so cute. He loved it so much, and I love him in it. So after knitting that one for him, I decided to knit one for his sister as well. I don't have a picture of her in it, but I do have this picture of the finished sweater. So the sweater is actually called Color Block Sweater Sweatshirt Style by Jody Lemieux. And both of the sweaters I use Plymouth yarn. Yeah, Plymouth yarn in all of the sweaters. They were both, I believe, the same size. Yes, his was a size 6 and I think hers was a size 5 or 4. I didn't record it, but I think so. The next sweater that I did for Nanny Swaymo in 2019, which is National Knit a Sweater in a Month. And I did knit this in a month. And this was Fern and Feather by Jen Steingass. And I can't remember which size I knit because I didn't record. Oh, yes. I cast on for size G. And I had to needle down 1 size to get the gauge that I wanted. So the yarn that I used was Good Karma Farm Wool Alpaca, their worsted weight. And it was in the color, the color work at the top is in Dove's Cry, When Doves Cry. And then the purpley bit is Funky Music. Now, I did have one skein that was slightly different colored than the rest, but I ended up just alternating skeins, and I don't think you can tell the difference at all. Not at all. Just a beautiful, this is one of my absolute favorite. It's a beautiful sweater. It is so lusciously soft, and I wear it a lot. So the next sweater that I knit was, I don't have it here. I actually knit it for my husband. It was called Wiveton by Sarah Hatton. And I knit it with Barocco Remix Light. I do have some pictures that I'll share of me in it. I knit it for my husband during jury duty. And I think he wore it once or twice. And then my oldest daughter, Kayla, claimed it, and it's been hers ever since. And she absolutely loves it. She wears it all the time. The next sweater that I knit was My Delicatesse by Cordelia Vore. This was a test knit for Cordelia Vore, and it happened quite on accident. I had commented on one of her patterns that she had a beautiful colorwork sweater that she had offered for free, and I couldn't believe it was free. It was gorgeous, but it wasn't in English. So I had commented that, oh, I wish it was in English. And she messaged me back when she had somebody translate it, and that it was in English. And then she emailed me and asked me if I would be willing to test knit something for her. So I was happy to test knit this sweater. I finished it February 29th of 2020, which was the last New England Textile Association spa weekend before the pandemic. So I finished it like on the way there. I didn't even block it. I wore it unblocked to the event because it was just so beautiful. It was knit in Cloudborn Fibers Highland DK. I believe it's a discontinued yarn now. Yes, it is discontinued. The colorways were Maize Heather is the yellowishy gold. Ocean is the main color. Petal is like the pinky color. And then Sky Blue is the sky blue color. And then Taupe Heather is like the brownish color. And what I really loved about this knit is I loved the lacy detail on the wrists of the sweater as well. It was just, you always see a lot of lace or color work in the yoke of the sweater, but I liked the detail of it. It was my first time doing one with detail in the wrists of the sweater as well. So that was the next sweater I made. And that one actually, the Highland DK ended up growing after it was blocked. So that was gifted to my oldest daughter as well. The next sweater I knit was the Sturgill sweater by Caitlin Hunter. I did knit the cowl as well, but I'll show that in my cowls and such video. But this is the sweater. I knit it in Starcroft Nash Island Tide. This was a yarn that I found at Rhinebeck. They had like a little box with all these skeins in it, and they all looked perfect together. So I grabbed my phone and tried to see if I'd have enough yardage. I did end up running out of the lichen, which is the green, and I had to get some more lichen from a shop I found online that was actually right in Northport, I think it was. But the dye lot was different, so there was a little bit of difference you can see here between the body and the ribbing. So I ended up just doing the cuffs all in the darker color so that I would try to avoid any any obvious color change. But it is a beautiful, beautiful sweater. The yarn is a little lighter weight, so it's a little lighter, but it's fine. I love it. I usually wear a tank top or t-shirt or something underneath my sweaters anyway, so it's fine. And I do love the sweater. The next sweater is my flax sweater, and I do not have it here because it hangs out by the front door, and it's one of those sweaters that the mailman's tooting and it's freezing cold. I'm gonna throw this on and run outside. So it's one of those sweaters that I wear when I just have to throw something quick on and run out. So this was a sweater that I knit from July 21st to August 29th to August 21st. So it was a little less than a month. It was knit in Noro Ito in the colorway Rain Dance. And this was yarn that I also got on the yarn cruise. Flax by Tin Can Knits. And I alternated skeins so I'd get a little bit more marled look. there was I believe it was a vest at the shop that I bought this at. And they had just knit right off the ball, and it kind of, there was a little bit of pooling going on, so it kind of gave like a striped look, and I didn't want the sweater to be blatantly striped, so I alternated skeins, and that's how I kind of got a little bit more marley look and like smaller stripes almost. But again, I loved it. I think I knit an extra large, and I think I probably could have done just an extra large. The neck was quite loose, so I ended up doing the crocheted, I don't know what it's called, but it's, you crochet the neckline to kind of keep it from falling apart. And the sleeves are also very, very long, so I probably could have gone a smaller size, but it's a great, big, oversized, yummy, warm sweater. The next sweater that I knit was Illuminate by Andrea Mowry. And this is my Illuminate. And I'll share a picture of me with Andrea at Rhinebeck. This was my Rhinebeck 2021 sweater. It was the first Rhinebeck after the pandemic. Sorry, that's the right side. So this is knit in the mohair is done roving mohair, and then the contrasting the color work and the stripes here are from Primrose Yarn Company. They're Homestead Sport, and I really had to play with the colors. I think I actually parted out, like part of it here was Midnight Rambler, and then I had Nebula, and then I had a little bit more Midnight Rambler, and then I had a little more Nebula, because I really wanted to kind of go from the yellow to the purples, and then to the blues and greens, and then back to the mustardy yellow. So I really did have to play with the placement of the colors a little bit, but it turned out really, really nice. And I love this sweater. I really, truly do. The next sweater is this lovely sweater I have on. This is the Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. And I knit this in March. It was a make-along with Andrea, I believe. Yes, it was the DRK March to May sweater knit along. This is knit in Done Roving Yarns Yakety Yak in the Spice colorway and in the Blue Bonnet colorway. This yarn is the softest, most amazing, yummy yarn I think I've ever knit with and ever worn on my body. I think I would knit everything in this. Seriously, it is the most amazing. It's perfect. I love everything about this sweater. The next sweater I made, it was quite a while before I made my next sweater, September of 2022. And this sweater I knit in 1 week because I was in hospital and I had nothing else to do but knit a sweater. This is Good Karma Farm Striped Pullover by Iva Bell Shippey. And usually this is done with a couple of their worsted weight skeins and then their color blur skeins, which are like mini skeins. But I had a lot of leftover yarns from other projects, and so and yarn that was gifted to me. So I ended up using those leftovers and the gifted yarn, and I think I purchased the main color, which is the kind of gray, and then I purchased this lighter purple and this purple. The rest was all gifted or leftover yarns. So the yellow is Call Me Ginger. The gray, the main color is Escargot. No, sorry, the gray color is Hydra. The light purple is Escargot. This is January Thaw, which I love. I love all the different colors of oranges in that. Then we have Funky Music, which was from the Feather and Fan, Yogi Berry, and the red is Here Here. So just a super duper comfy, absolutely squishy, soft yarn. I, again, probably could have gone down a size. This was a size 46, and it is quite big on me. So that might have to get gifted as well, which absolutely tortures me. The next sweater is my Spark cardigan. Now this is done, but it's not done. I finished the sweater. I have not finished the belt or put the belt loops on it. But this is the Spark cardigan by Andrea Mowry. This was my first steek. I started this on October 2nd and finished it November 19th. But what I love about this is this nice big shawl collar that just curls around your neck and makes you so comfy. And the long sleeves. These have super long sleeves and an extra stitch marker because I forgot to take a stitch marker off apparently. Let me do that now. Yeah, but I love everything about it. This is Briggs & Little, Heritage, and Regal. So the red is Heritage, the rest is Regal. In the color dark maroon for the Heritage, light gray, brown heather, and midnight blue. And it is absolutely stunning, and I love it. And I can't believe I cut my knitting. I love it, and I can't wait to wear it all winter long. So that is all of the sweaters I have knit so far. Let's talk about sweaters that I'm going to knit. These are all sweaters that I'm going to knit. Ridiculous. So this sweater, it's Christopher Sheep Farm wool, and it's in the Fiddler's Green colorway. It's a very farmy wool. It almost looks like it might be like not really plied yarn. So this is going to be the Sedgwick cardigan, and I'll put a picture up here from Ravelry. So that is the Sedgwick cardigan, and I'm hoping to get that knit this winter as well. And that is in a bag that I got from Paradise Fibers, Fiber of the Month Club, and it is dyed with walnut shell. I basically did a tie-dye and then just dyed it in the walnut shells, and it turned out really great. I love it. And this one is living in my beautiful sister, beautifulsister.com. I got this in Rhinebeck, my very first Rhinebeck trip. It was at an event hosted by Christy Glass. I can't remember what the name of the event was, but I got that and another bag from them, and I love it. And this sweater is going to be by Espastrico called Gracious. And I saw this pattern in a yarn shop during the yarn cruise, and I just fell in love with it. So these are the colors, the yarns that are going to be made into that sweater. All of this yarn is by Indulgence Kettle Dyed Fingering Weight, KFI collection. And this color is Mocha. And then we have Smoke. And then we have Fort de Pierre. And then we have Neo Noir. So those are going to be the 4 stripes of the, I'm not sure what order they're going to go in. I kind of thought maybe like this with the black on the bottom, but we'll see. So that's going to be the Espastrico Gracious sweater. that's one that will hopefully be done this winter. So that's sweater number 2. Sweater number 3 is in my main yarn cruise from, I don't remember what year. I think it was the 3rd or 4th year. And this one is going to be, I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of, it might be shiny. I'm sorry. Etta. I'll put a picture up. It's Etta by Allison Green. And I am making that out of Barocco Summer Sesame. This is a 47% cotton, 44% acrylic, and 9% nylon. So I thought this would make a really nice summery shirt. And the color is 5250. I don't know if that has a name or not, but I think that's going to be really beautiful. And it's the grays and browns that I love so much. So that will probably be done late winter, like Marchish. It's probably spring for a lot of you, but in Maine it's still winter. This one is going to be, I don't remember the name of it. It's one of the most recent Joji Locatelli releases. The one with the stripes that are like mohair, fingering mohair, so on. Boxy lace or lacy box or something like that. So this is all yarn that I got this summer at the Machias Fiber Festival. And it is using the Machias Fiber Festival 2022 colorway. She had this skein that is like the regular colorway, and then she had another one that said 2022 MFF Light. So it's just a little bit lighter variation. And then this green, this brown, and then this darker green. So I thought those would be like the colory sections of the boxy tee or lacy, whatever it is called. And then these are Autumn Sunset, mohair, and silk that will be like in between the colors. So that is the vision anyway. We'll see if I can make it happen. I have 6 sweaters to knit in January, February, March, maybe April. This one is going to be a summery sweater as well. It's called the Folded Squares Cardigan. I don't have a picture in here, but I'll put a picture up. And this is going to be knit in the color One Fine Day. This is by a Yarn to Dye For Designs, Robin. She is the one that is a dyer behind my Advent kit this year. So those are the yarns that I'm going to do that cardigan with. And I think it's going to be such a nice, pretty, lightweight, summery cardigan. I can't wait. And then last but not least, in my bag from, oh, I know her label's here somewhere. Stitch by Jess Lou. This is a bag I got at, I think it was the Springfield. It might have been New Hampshire Fiber Festival, but it's yoga animals. And it's so cute. And then like a Padmani, like a mandala inside. I love it. I love this bag. And this is going to be derecho. So derecho is a pattern that Julie and I found on the yarn cruise in one of the shops. Julie is already halfway done with this shirt. And I am knitting it all in Barocco Light, Remix Light. And this is in the colorway 6901. It's just a regular cream colorway. So that's the sweaters, everyone. I hope that wasn't too lengthy. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will join you later for the regularly scheduled Vlogmas. late evening. It's almost 10:30 of Vlogmas day 15, and I can't believe we're this far into December already. It is just flying by. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I did. It was so much fun to walk down memory lane with all of the different sweaters that I've made. I didn't realize there were so many, but I also didn't realize there were so few. I feel like I should have more in my wardrobe, but I do have a lot to do, so it will be a busy winter. And for 2023, one of my major plans is to get all of my whips done. The sweaters that I showed today are about half of the whips that I have. Now they're not actually started, but I made myself a promise that I wouldn't cast on anything new until I did the projects that I had in project bags ready to go. And I've broken that promise on more than one occasion during 2022. So I'm hoping to make 2023 a different experience. But we'll talk about that on another video. So today's mug, my mug for my coffee this morning was not at all Christmassy, but a very fun mug. This is actually my daughter Kayla's mug, and it is a mug of Gotham City. And when you put warm beverages in it, the Batman signal and like a green cloud appears over Gotham City. The beverage I have in it right now is not warm enough to show that because it's just warm water with a little lemon and ginger. Little upset tummy tonight, so lemon and ginger usually cures that pretty good. So that is the mugs. Advents. I'm so far behind on my Advent project. We opened day 15 today from Robin at A Yarn to Die for Design. Got a cute little counter, stitch mark counter that goes either, I've never really known how to use them, but I think it goes on your circular so you can kind of hold it on the cord and use it to click by the stitches, or on a small straight needle. I think it'll work. But I have one of those in my toolbox as well. So now I have two, which is great. So thank you, Robin. And her colorway, all of her colorways are just so stunning. And they fit the Polar Express theme so well. So the one for tonight was Naughty or Nice. And definitely see the naughty and the nice in that. So much fun. And then in Julie's Advent, I took a caramel out of her little stocking, and it was really, truly delicious. So Advent knitting, as I mentioned before, Julie's yarn, I was very excited to see another breaking yarn in Julie's Advent. I've never knit with that yarn before, so I'm really excited to try it. Their colors are very rich, very saturated colors, so I'm very excited to give that yarn a try. So here's my progress. I did get the brioche done for the travel between day 12 and 13. So this is day 13. And so I'm still behind. I'm behind now 2 days. I'm behind day 14 and day 15. I've got 3 more rows of this, which I probably won't get to tonight. But it's okay because the weekend's coming up and my vacation starts at 2:30 tomorrow evening, and it's okay. I'll make it. It's all right. And I've still got a cat to build, but it's okay. I'll do it. I'm not stressing about it. All right, yes I am, but it's okay. Yeah, but it's getting really big and really beautiful. I'm loving it. Um, I just love it. um, so I will go ahead and roll for today's Advent. This pattern is The Quest by rhyFlower Knits. And so I'm going to go ahead and read these. I've already read the story. I'm going to roll for the story. So what I can tell you about the pattern, it is paid for. So I try to be, I try to share as much as I can, but be respectful of the copyrights too. So I'm a druid. I need to roll a 5 or bigger, 5 or larger on my 12-sided dice. And if I win, I weave in my ends effortlessly. And if I lose, then it's not at all effortless. And that determines where my next part of the pattern is that I knit. So let's see if I can win or lose. Weaving in ends. I've never enjoyed weaving in ends. I've done pretty good weaving them in as I go on this project. I only have 2 that haven't been weaved in. But we'll see what happens in the quest world. And I rolled a 10. Oops, where's the camera? A 10. So I'm a druid, 5 or better. I win. Again, I'm on a roll with the wins. That's the 6th win in a row. That's exciting. So that will be our next knit. Hopefully I can get a little more of this done up so we can catch up to the current day and then just see the progress day by day. So we'll hope that this weekend is a productive weekend. We do have some snow coming, which is exciting. So it's actually already snowing a little bit outside. It's been kind of off and on for the past 25-30 minutes. But we are supposed to get some snow today and tomorrow. The movie. So last night I did watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, which we had just watched for Halloween, but it was lovely to watch it again. Love Tim Burton and love that movie. And today is Home Alone. I'll be honest, I am extremely tired and I probably will not watch that tonight, but I will watch it tomorrow afternoon, right after work. Tomorrow is a short day. I get out at 2:30, so I should be able to get some knitting and get some movie watching done tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and all of my my sweaters, and it's kind of gotten me motivated to get started on the sweaters that are in the wings. I was really excited to see the new yarn and I want to go. I want to do it. Anyhoozle, I hope you have a good night and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.